OWCS Stage 3 has begun, with Wu Yang coming in from Water College and Hitscan being less valuable in the meta like they attended business college. Nonetheless, we have some gaming on display, but before we get into it, if you're wondering where the EWC vid is, I'm working on it, bro. Chill on me. Can't the guy queue a little ranked? However, I want to do weekly vids again, and that comes at the cost of delaying the EWC vid a suspiciously long time. With that being said, let's get into my best and worst plays of OWCS Korea week 1 and 2. NA EMEA next week. Promise this time. In Korea's 2 weeks of this stage, they've played 18 games so far, of which only 2 of them have not been 3-0s. They got a worse power scaling system than fucking JJK. Can we fight back? The good news is they scheduled some bangers to stop me from fading into dust trying to co-stream these games. Day 1, you got Falcons versus Crazy Raccoon. We waste no time getting into the big game, and that shit is a 3-0. By the way, the 6'7" GOAT ain't even at the venue. He taking 3 weeks off because after carrying teams for the past 5 years, I know this is how his back looks. To fill in, Crazy Raccoon got spined, and this kid spin directly into Team Falcon's mouth. Lil bro is damn near 5 years younger than the littlest bro on Team Falcons, yet he's still pulling up with nanos more raw than high quality sashimi. He had Merit shaking in his boots, bro whiffed every rail, the movement was too dirty. Had that extra hard difficulty vaxed the strafes. He's just doing too much. Falcons had no clue how to deal with the great Spawunt. Again, the movement is too clean. Chipped down to 11 HP and he still got out of there. Turned around to a proper jump scare and packed him up like he got a cross-campus class in 10 minutes. To be honest, Proper was not in the right mindset. He dashed on the spine with no ammo. How you gonna pull up and then try to call a timeout? The reason he's more tilted than the Leaning Tower of Pisa is because he had the Tidal Blast ready to go and chased Chorong halfway across the map. Then when he finally had him cornered, he got put in the first Wu Yang clip in the history of the esport. At 2 HP, he hit Proper with a waist-high wave and performed waterbending so clean, I could have believed it was a full moon. The craziest part is, he only lived because he jumped this on some wipeout bullshit. If one molecule of water hit him, he was more dead than a Geodude. Just look at the scoreboard, bruh. This shit is not a rivalry. Crazy Raccoon always beat their ass. Junbin ended the map, literally dropping the mic. Falcons, have some respect for yourself. You can't let this happen. Wei vs Crazy Raccoon had potential to be a game, but CR are just too good. Even with Junbin swan diving into an active minefield, this shit was not close. Maybe that's because as he's ascending, mining the mines with his last life, he just fucking walks into one. So I think that's enough to tell you the state of this game. Crazy Raccoon also went on to play T1 in order to save us from 3-0 hell. I mean, Junbin vs Donghak in a Wrecking Wheel meta should be the most cinematic ball experience since 2016 Cavs vs Warriors. Allegedly, police were spotted at T1 headquarters following a report of public indecency because the pure beef dong was on full display. Here, bro damn near solo killed both supports, got EMP'd, took out Hisang, then bitch slapped Junbin on the way out. However, law enforcement was also seen pulling Junbin over because this guy is drunk crashing. Bro, his world of t-shirts fucked up right now. What is this? Take away his keys. And then they did, because secretly this was also a 3-0. If you got Crazy Raccoon choosing to go to King's Row to play Max, something's gone terribly wrong. But Donghak don't give a fuck. He'll ball wherever he wants. Bro is Batman if he had ADHD on the rooftops. Then he drops in on some Assassin's Creed bullshit and Shu gets atomized. In the same motion, he swings on the Chorong, who doesn't know where to go. So he's sent to the Shadow Realm. But he's not done yet. Goes for a loop-de-loop and Dongenheimer drops again. He's saying trying to leap away, but the tracking is too clean and we're off to the next target. Spite ran over, no second thoughts, and Max is out the car, left to rot in the backline. That was 5 big booms for Donghak, and I still got more honey in the tank. They sent the entire nation on him, so he gets not 1, but 2 mega health packs, drops the healing bubble, and shield dances with Hisang because he's the master of all types of ball, and in the 1v4, builds Primal. Now, it's his turn. Takes out Shu, hits the agency dodge on the minefield, and as he's going to escape, grabs another kill on the way out. They spent more than the US military budget on killing him, and he's still putting in work and I still got Skate 3 level tricks to do on it. He forces TP, pops Primal after Pulse goes off, sweeps a few mines for the boys, and tells Junbin he will never be like him. Then he gets an aerial view to land directly on top of Shu. Bro knew the only thing to do was get the health pack and wait for Spine to come through. So Donghack body blocked him inside the shield, dodged huge damage, and hit the Winston punch on Shu. Spine, suffering extreme mental damage from hitting 0 shots on a Winston in a small room, knows he is not built for this and simply gives up. Bro is lacking all object permanence. Must have been the wind. Nothing to see here, I guess. Like, huh? Shu got beat down so badly, I think he got concussed through the screen. Where is the Kitsune guiding us? Our only hope for a decent game rests in Team Falcons versus Zeta Division. Oh my god, bruh, this shit is cooked. To start map 1, the Zeta ball is cucked by Merit hacking the Mega Health Pack, and you might notice that's Magnesium Gaming. You'll then see him fail the jump up the wall and crumple. Someone is also curiously going hog wild on the lobby. And while there was some hog gaming from other teams, they were noticeably not quite on the same level as Team Falcons. And it was being employed as a low-level cheese strat like side terrain spam or skillless hyper offense. But someone is different. Boom, abducted Alpha Yi and moved on to catch another little dinklet for the love of the sport. Besides that, he pulled out a juggle so beautiful, I showed it to a clown college and they asked me to call him up to run a seminar. I had to tell Unter the bad news. With the Twitch ban, there is no way you can afford his rate. But for map 2, Bernard came in. And bro was Sam Reich the way his grabs were game changers. Anytime it looked Jove, he was there with the clutch play to bring it back for Zeta and give us a rare game where 2 different teams won a map. Yes, yes, thank you, GOAT, thank you, oh my god. We don't need to worry about what's going on outside of the clutch. Yo, get this off the screen, go, get it out of here. So to deny the Zarya, Falcons go to Gibraltar, and they've already used their Diva ban, so it's a perfect opportunity to sub in Magic Gaming and make the map win disappear? Hello? Team gets a Winston player and change up on you just like that. I guess Winston is technically the stronger pick, so I get it, but Mag is on Diva! You have him, Bernard, you took him away from the stage to play Magazine on Diva. We stealing strats from Krusty and EMEA. Did you smoke crack in the back of the parking lot as well? Like, what are we doing? I can't help but notice my Zeta Division Diva is looking suspiciously purple right now. If only there was a preventative measure of some kind. And I'm not saying that he did nothing or even that it's his fault. Shit, this nano dive is more than the rest of his team did combined. But like, look where they pushed to. At least he swapped off in the last 30 seconds and ended the map all the way over there in OT. But he's still in for the next map. And we watch him fail the OT touch because he can't fit through the door. He just like yo mama for real. With Falcons at match point and Merit hitting a fat EMP, the end is near. Except Finn is trying to escape. He TPs out to Dink Fielder for the diff. Chip proper down to get ran over by the Mag wheel, then chills out while Mag sets up his TP to point, where he immediately drops the lane into safety and waits for his ops to appear. Then he spins on Merit like he's clearing hazards and escapes with his life. This right here is the best Finn play maybe ever, and the follow-up is there. Now in overtime, Pelican beats down someone and chases him out of town with a bat like the Galactic Baseballer, then digs through the trash to clean up this mess. And they bring this momentum into the final point, where Pelican goobs Fielder before he can even react, and Mag redeems himself with a boop onto proper, giving Alpha Yi's whiffed Pulse Bomb a purpose in life. So it comes down to map 5, where Falcons go to New Queen Street, save their ball ban for Overwatch 3, and believe that Roadhog is the answer once again. Unlike Samoa, it was exceedingly easy to just not be in the hook range, and even though someone swapped after like 3 minutes, Zeta slowly built a lead till they were over 100 meters deep and threatening the full cap. This deficit was simply too much, and Zeta came out victorious in one of the 2 competitive games so far this stage. And you might be thinking, where is Stalker? Why am I watching Merit hit the most hit scan ass triple blink pulse bomb of all time? And the answer is, they killed him. There's gotta be some grade A Wagyu beef going on for the best DPS in the game to no longer be playing the game for him. Now they just have Merit solo ulting LeeJaeGon and smiling. For Merit, this a full ass grin. Why you so happy beating down the elderly? Before we get into the last competitive game, there's a few dialogues we need to start. First, Cheeseburger's tank rage quitting on land. Bro, Alt F forward as soon as the bot hit the full cap. This is crazy. You gotta go shake their hand in like 2 seconds. What are we closing the game for? We just looking at the blank monitor, or it took the WDG admins 4 minutes to unpause the game when this happened. Shit ended immediately. They made Farmer get back in the lobby to see the defeat screen. This is a villain origin story, especially because they got 0 points and 0 meters in the entire series. And this isn't the first time WDG trolled with their breaks. During Old Ocean vs. Way, Alien had the wrong sensitivity, and the pause didn't come through fast enough. So for the next 80 minutes, they debated restarting the entire map or just unpausing during the first fight. And that's not hyperbolic. It took over an hour. I promise you it cannot be that serious. And I know that because Old Ocean went on to C9 not 1, not 2, but all 3 points on this map. We sat through all that for them to not stand on the point. They had at least 4 people alive in every clip. Then they got stuffed by a hazard wall to end the series. The pause was longer than the actual game. Where's the camera? This is a joke. There has to be a joke. In other news, Shiest pulse bombs are at an all-time high. With every player in the lobby being hypermobile, there has never been a better time to get sticky for the montage. However, it also means there is plenty of opportunity to be Shaq at the free throw or suffer other types of misfortune. We got all kinds of pulse bombs, people TPing into them. We got players I ain't even heard of before this stage hitting ego sticks. We got the kind of pulse that gets you killed but looks cool on both sides. And everyone's favorite when the victim spins back and goes out in a blaze of glory. Shout out to Zest for running into a wall there, so we got one of these. We also got that type of pulse bomb you cannot pronounce. Bro, what is this? He got his ass doing a backflip. Yo, chill! Opener knew the Azent pulse bombs were dangerous. He jumped directly in front of it to be the hero and protect Irony from a tragic fate. Which brings us to the LeeJaeGon feed of the week named in his honor. And I think we just have to run the clip.
Completely whipping, but he makes up for it by TPing on and taking down Wuchan. Beat is out for opener. Oh my god!
If you were to tell me he's reacting to a literal car crash in front of his eyes, I would agree, because that's what this is. It's one thing to dive headfirst into a pulse for your team, but this is top speed into a minefield for the love of the game. How drunk do you have to be to see this on your screen and full send it? But the mines are cleared and his team still won this fight. Finally, it's time for the other non-3-0 between ZETA Division and Cheeseburger. How did the team with a guy who rage quit on land after taking less points than player number 131 in ranked take a map? Leave it to ZETA Division to go the distance against the lowest seeded team in the tournament and the defending champs within 2 weeks. To start the series, there is no proof that anyone on ZETA was not an AI learning algorithm other than Alpha Yi. He had to literally kill 5. He had to get a penta kill to get his team a round win. The craziest thing here is that there's no downtime. He's moving from player to player in a direct path, deconstructing this Cheeseburger like a Master Chef competitor. They put this guy on Lucio jail for all of last stage, and as soon as he gets out, his team loses all motor function. He watched his new Lucio player Ajax his first beat with the team. This is round 1 of the stage, by the way. Viopoop cursed this franchise before he left, and every main support is doomed to be stinking up the lobby. I'd be too mad if I'm Alpha Yi, man. He's doing all this and has all of Cheeseburger Nation trying to take him out. Argon trying to go for the ego stick on him, but you just can't do that. If you go swing for the king, you better fucking take his head. And they didn't. They missed. Sometimes you gotta go out to the realest motherfucker you know. It turns out Dodo did not miss. And I'm no math magician, but that might make him the king, even if he wasn't really aiming at all. Dodo always gives his team a chance for a fight win, no matter how small. But against the Zeta backline, he was moving like DD Mega Dodo, killing them 8 times on Esperanza. They could not go a fight without the Doe Demon running their pockets. Dodo exerts that big press. He had Zeta cowering in a corner. He had an invisible player hiding from him, but there's no escape. And Cheeseburger went up 2-0. Realizing that they could actually lose, Zeta finally woke up. Bernard took Wu Chan's head clean off in 1 frame. This is more than a decapitation. That shit left this plane of existence. Wu Chan had no time for the Suzu, no time for the ult either. That shit got sent to the void as well. You can tell Zeta stopped using this match for deep learning AI data because they spontaneously grew hands mid-game. Like this Alpha Yi baseball bat 2K is only possible because Finn walked up and slept the flux. Then he did something that has never been recorded before. You cannot teach this. Bro wrapped all the way around the map, putting him in a perfect position to follow up on Bernard's downpour. Despite taking out their carry for no reason, Cheeseburger completed the map, but they had 3x less time and it was not happening. When I saw Pelican in the spawn room on Widowmaker for map 5 and he hit the grapple shot out of spawn, I knew the Zeta reverse sweep was inevitable, which if you think about it is just a really long 3-0.